So, they say that you aren't a real entrepreneur until you raise millions of dollars from venture capitalists. But what if I told you that's the wrong measuring stick? I have a lot to fill you in on today, and I'm taking a different journey now. So I want you to take that journey with me. This is Professor JAMD here, and I want to give you a little insight on how I've switched to being a solopreneur to build the new pivot for my startup. So I've raised money for startups before. So I've been in the game for almost 20 years now. Actually, a little more than 20 years now. I started as a teen, and like I said, I've raised money for startups. I've pitched, I've built decks, I've sat in huge rooms, I've been with venture capitalists, I've received money from venture capitalists. I've received money from family and friends. It's no newsflash, I've failed. I've failed at several ventures. The one thing that I can say is all of the ventures that I did were in the realm of things that I like to do, mostly media. I've actually dabbled in AI before it really became the mainstream thing about 10 years ago. In future videos, I'll share more about the previous startups that I've built. But right now, I know that you've all seen the shifts in how AI can enable you to write code fast using IDEs like Cursor and Windsurf. There's other tools out that can build just as fast, or I can't say that one is better than the other. They're all generally using the same LLMs to write code for you. The interfaces look different, but they are providing creators, developers, designers, and so on new ways to build technologies. And that's kind of the way that we all are used to getting to others. Hey, I have an idea, can I turn it into an app? And people have built a lot of businesses that way. And now it's easier more than ever to actually build on your own as a solopreneur and really attack this. But that's not why I'm decided to become a solopreneur. At least it's not solely why. So I've been working on some iterations of this company that I like to call Dub. We started off as an app that gave people the ability to translate their speech into other languages and lip sync it and do as the name says, dub your content into other languages. That was because I learned some statistics about over 94% of the world doesn't have English as a first language. English is not the first language, and over 75% of the world doesn't speak English at all. So I wanted to make content more accessible to people, and that's the road that I went on. So we've had a few pivots in between, but I decided not to change the name. And even though we were pivoting, we were more so adding on features because I work with a lot of large companies throughout building this idea for Dub. And for me and the team that I had at the time, working in the enterprise space, it was fun, definitely fun to say like, hey, I'm working with company A and I'm working with company B, and but the longer I worked with them on the ideas, the less and less fulfilling it became, because I wasn't going through a true startup process. I wasn't iterating over the ideas. I wasn't learning about my customer. I was more so trying to land a client to get that news article, to get that online support, to validate myself to others. But I was paying very little attention to actually improving the product itself. So I burnt a lot of time, and my team grew tired, so to say, of going through so many meetings, hours and hours of meetings every day. And yeah, those companies never bought, but I can't fault them. There was a lot in my approach that needed to be cleaned up. So, I thought, why not shift the way I'm thinking and the way I'm operating? Let's not waste anybody else's time. Let me tackle these things from the ground up by myself first. And also, let me start to address, am I really solving a problem that everybody needs? And of course, over the last year, there's been, companies that have come out and have done the same thing that Dove was originally doing, and they've been widely successful. Some of them have been working for a few years on their iterations of translating content into other languages. Some companies have expanded what they are doing as far as adding it to the technology stack that they already have. So I really wanted to come to the table with something super new, super innovative, and that's where I got to the new pivot and what I want to build now. The idea is big, or it's a big challenge, and that challenge is, I believe that ultimately it is still very hard to get media files, mainly video, large amounts of audio, and other types of media up to the cloud to collaborate. Now, I believe that ultimately it's still very hard to get media files up to the cloud. We commonly use Dropbox, Google Drive, Frame.io for video. There's various cloud storage platforms, and there's a lot of things that those cloud storage platforms can do now. But we still have such a hard time getting those files up to the cloud. Everybody addresses what you can do after, and I'd like to say that they are addressing the last mile of things. So now with Dub, I want to address the first mile of things, and how can we give creators first the experience to get their files up to the cloud in a very efficient way. And I'm iterating over this, and I have some assumptions that I made, but I don't want to just stand on my assumptions alone. So that's why I'm building this out loud. Instead of obsessing over venture funding, I'm choosing to build this new iteration of Dub out loud right here on YouTube. So as frequently as possible, I'm going to publish videos, telling you about my process and what I'm doing to solve the problems for you, the creator economy, the creator community. It's super risky. Some people will think it's impossible, but I believe that this is actually the future of entrepreneurship. Build out loud in public through YouTube, and I want to build this, grow this, and scale this through making content. Instead of seeking venture funding, I think all that I need is right here through the videos that I'll make and through the things that I put out. So let's talk about the problem with the VC obsession, as I like to call it. In the startup world, we glorify fundraising and not actually company building. We will go out and spend large amounts of time when we could be working with our target audience, our target customer. We spend a lot of time pitching, and it's become more of an optics thing, I believe. And of course, I'm also speaking from experience. I like to be on the stages. I like to present my ideas to others. But are those actually the people that are going to use your product? I think the tech conferences and various types of public platforms where you can push out your ideas as a subject matter expert are perfect after you've built something solid that people are going to use on a day-to-day basis. But until then, I think you have to really be hyper-focused on actually solving pain points and problems for your target audience, and not creating solutions just to try to find a problem, so to say. There were months where I spent more time polishing a pitch deck than actually talking to users, and that's one of the first points where I knew that I didn't have my process down right, and I wasn't focusing on the right thing, and I needed to make a shift. At one point, I started believing raising money meant that I was winning. If I got a check from someone, that was my validation. And even when I had no real traction, I thought like, all right, if I just convince a VC that, this is the hottest new idea, or I'm on brand with the fad or the trend for tech right now, then, this is my moment. But venture capital is a tool, it's not a trophy, and it doesn't equate to winning. You've just successfully received money, and now it's time to even turn it up even more. And a lot of times we don't have what it takes to turn it up even more just because we got capital. So why am I building Dub differently? You've probably already heard this 100 times already in this one video, but I'm not chasing trends anymore. I am going after solving the true pain points for creators. My vision for Dub is to help creators get from the point of conception of an idea to actually being able to work on it individually or with others a lot faster. I believe the more time that I can save you from idea phase to actually having tangible parts of an idea that you can edit, you can iterate over, you can work with other people collaboratively online or in office or wherever it may be. I truly believe getting you from point A to point B faster as a creator helps you get to, of course, people will say get to the money faster, but I will put it this way, it helps you get to your audience faster. So that is my vision for Dub and how we will work with creators, helping you get the first mile of your projects, and whatever that project may be, audio, video, 3D, animation, so on, getting that first mile done faster, more efficiently, and getting to your collaboration points with greater speed. That's the new vision for us. So I'm building small first, very scrappy, solving one problem at a time. And of course, as I mentioned, I'm doing this all through YouTube because I want to build the community, and community is super important here. First off, the community around Dub, is our early adopters, is our target audience, and some of it actually may be doubters as well, but I welcome the doubters too, because I want to hear the side of what you think it can't be. And maybe it is for me to prove you wrong, maybe it isn't. But I want you all, and I want to build this community for Dub through you by creating content first that you will love to watch. And then from there, as you're watching this content and learning how I'm building this new app, you can give your feedback and your engagement to help us grow. So instead of chasing money, I'm chasing mastery. If I can master the problems real creators face, the money will follow. So, the risk. It's terrifying. It's lonely out here. There's no glamour in waking up and realizing you're the marketing team, you're the product team, you're the developer, you're the founder, you're the influencer, and you're all of these things all at once. But the upside is there's freedom to build. I'm building at my own pace. There's freedom to build something that matters to a real community and not a boardroom. And I take pride in that. I don't want my ideas being shut down by not being able to agree with others right now, because if it's truly about the creators, I need to be listening to you. And if I were to change around what I said, if I'm looking at a boardroom, my boardroom is you, the community. I'm not just building an app here. I'm building a movement around first mile creativity. And that starts with you, the real creators. So this channel will document the whole journey. I'm gonna tell you about my wins, my losses, even future pivots, and any breakthroughs that I may have. Your feedback, your comments, your shares, your subscriptions, all of that will help Dub grow. All of that will help me grow as a creator and build this technology in the way that it should be realized. You're not just watching, you're co-founding with me in spirit. So let's be tactical. Weekly updates, user interviews, product launches and demos. All of that will happen live here first. To wrap this up, I just want to say, we truly romanticize about venture capital because it's safe. But I'm looking at it a different way now. Real greatness isn't funded, it's forged. And together, we're going to forge one of the greatest startups in tech history, in media history, in entertainment history, right here, from scratch, with nothing but a dream, some skills, and this community. If you're ready to be a part of something real, subscribe, comment, like, share, and let's build Dub out loud together. Peace.